you only get one chance to do this life, and you don't know how much time you have. And when opportunities present themselves, it is our obligation as people trying to do their best to live their life on this earth to give the most that you can. Who am I? I am an American woman who's married to a powerful sheriff, and I'm the mother of 5, grandmother to 3, and just an American patriot trying to do my part to make this world a better place, honestly. So my husband is Sheriff Mark Lamb. We met in 1993, and we started dating immediately. We met at a church dance on the ASU campus, and he called me the very next day, and we started dated for 2 weeks. He moved to Panama for the holiday season and to work with his family, and came back in March. We dated for 2 more weeks and got engaged the first week of April. So we pretty much knew immediately that we were made for each other and that it was right. So we started out on pretty good terms, yeah. Well, the good thing is we were both looking for somebody that shared our faith. So that we started out looking for each other, and it immediately became apparent that we were going to be a great match. And so we've just basically built on that starting block, that starting foundation of building our foundation with God. We were married in our church, in our temple, and we plan to have a large family and just go from there and just see what God gave us and take it from there. So we've been married 29 years. We started out with him wanting to always do business, always be in the business world, have his own thing, do his own thing. I came from that background as well. My dad was self-employed. He had his own business and his own construction business. And his dad was a, free business person as well. So we kind of came to that mindset, that entrepreneurial background that we came from. Separately, we joined together. And so I was always very supportive of him doing his own thing and, seeing what we could build, seeing what we could grow. We started having kids pretty much right away. So we ended up having our 5 kids within the 6.5 years of each other. So I was that mama with all the little ducklings, people would see me out in public and say, "Oh, bless your heart. Do you know how many kids this is?" And we would say yes, but we felt actually blessed to have the family that we had, because not everybody gets that chance. So we view it as a blessing, what we were able to be gifted with our family. And so over the years, we lived that feast or famine lifestyle. You're on top or you're on the bottom. We're just, struggling through. We were doing pretty well. And then he went on a ride along. We had all of our 5 kids. We had been through the ups and downs, a lot of downs, and just trying to figure out what we really, really needed to be doing. And he went on a ride along and came home and said, "I think I found my thing. I think I found my calling," which was a huge surprise to all of us because we did not have a law enforcement background in either of our families. But it felt right, and it felt like the right way to contribute to our community. So I was fully supportive of him going into law enforcement. We had, our kids were ages between 2 and 9, basically. And we just went with it. And as he grew quickly into his law enforcement career, he started at an Indian reservation. And it was just very interesting to watch the progression he was able to do. We would kind of talk about it every once in a while, and we would say with the promotions and the accolades and the different things he's able to do were so unusual. Usually a law enforcement career, you see someone, be a deputy for years and years and years, and then they slowly just kind of promote through the ranks. His wasn't like that at all. It was like 0 to 60. Within just 2 years, he was a detective. He was Detective of the Year, and then he was, Officer of the Year. He got all these awards all the time, and then he was able to do with SWAT, and he was able to run federal cases and RICO cases on the gang and drug detective team, and just so much he was able to do in just such a short amount of time. And we would say, "Gosh, you've had a 20-year career in just 6 or 7 years. It's so crazy." And we knew that God was preparing us for something. We just didn't know what. And so about that time was when he was seeing that Pinal County needed help. And we had just moved out to the area because that was houses that were affordable back then. We kind of moved out to the boonies, which was Pinal County and Santan Valley. And it was just very apparent that Sheriff was his next move. And people didn't believe it. They didn't believe he could even do it, but we just dove in with both feet and made it happen. It was what we were supposed to do. As a police wife, I have never really felt nervous or scared for his safety at work. You know, we would have these conversations back when he was on the road and he was pulling traffic stops. And that was what I felt at the time was the most dangerous, was when he would be pulling traffic stops, because, you know, it's just so random. You just are pulling over anybody and anybody. And so it made me nervous that he would run into somebody who was like, oh, I'm not going to go to jail and I don't care what I have to do to get out of it, sort of a situation. But, you know, he would always reassure me. He would say, look, I'm going to practice my officer safety. I've been trained on how to stay safe. I don't let any of those things slide. Like, I'm very diligent in my officer safety protocols, and whatever's going to happen is going to happen. You know, we could be on a family trip in a car somewhere and have an accident. We could all die. I mean, you never know. Every one of us' days are numbered, and that's only in God's control. So I just kind of kept the faith and gave it over to God and just said, you know what, he's going to be safe when he's doing whatever he can do to keep himself safe. And it's not for me to worry because I'm not in control. I'm not in control of what happens to him. So, I mean, he could be a construction worker and fall off a roof and die, which has almost happened multiple times before he became a cop. So I had already kind of lived with a little bit of being scared for what he was doing at work before he was even a police officer. The world is dangerous. You know, it doesn't matter what you're doing. So that really just staying, you know, close to that and believing in him to do what he needed to do was really what kept me sane through all those years. 2022 for me was actually a very rough year. I started off the year with losing my mom suddenly to pancreatic cancer. It was 2 months from the time she was given the, it was 2 months from the time she was diagnosed to the time she passed away. And then toward the end of 2022, we found out that our son and our granddaughter and our son's fiancée were killed in a tragic car crash from a DUI driver. And there's no words that can really describe what that's like unless you've been through it. I firmly believe that as adults and as citizens and just as people on this earth, it is one of our major jobs while we are here to find out what it is that we can contribute and then contribute that to make this world a better place and leave it better than we found it. I feel like we do have strength within us that we don't know we have. So it's not that going through all of these challenges that I'm stronger than another person. It's that I had an opportunity to have to drag those strengths out of myself. I will say that one of the biggest strengths I've had has been my husband. And one thing that I saw in us early on when we were dealing with the first days, first hours even, of our experience losing our kids, we were able to lean on each other and do what the other couldn't do. One piece of advice that I could give to someone who's really struggling with anxiety or not feeling good enough or not feeling like they're living up to what they need to be doing or feeling like overwhelmed. I mean, I've felt overwhelmed hundreds of times. One thing we talk about quite often is the source of frustration and anxiety in most people can be traced back to trying to control an outcome that you have no control over. Whether it's you can't control that your third grader won't do his math homework, to you can't control that your teenager will come home on time. Like, there's things in this world that you can control and things that you can't. The only thing that you can control in your life is your attitude and your work output. You can't control anybody else. You can try to control your kids. You can try to control your parents. You can try to control your siblings, your friends, the neighbors. Letting things go has been the hugest source of peace for me And I just am not going to let people live in my head. I have to let it go, because if I tried to worry about what people were saying about me, or how people perceive me, or what my husband and I are out on the campaign trail trying to do, or any of that, I wouldn't make it out of bed in the morning. I have to give it to God. I have to let it go. I have to be the best person that I can be. There's a really great saying. It's Jordan Peterson, and it says, "Have faith in the redeeming power of truth." It doesn't matter what people think of us. It doesn't matter what people think of me. They'll see who I am eventually. Because if I'm really a bad person, that's going to come out. And if I'm really a good person, that's going to come out. You really can't hide who you truly are for very long. You can hide it for a little while, but the real you is going to come out whether you want it to or not. Right now, I am 100% supporting my husband. I'm working for him. We're a team effort. We've basically put everything aside and on the back burner to, give our best to this country, give our best to this state, give his best as the sheriff. It's a huge job, and it takes both of us to be on task at all times. And so right now, I'm focused on that. I'm focused on doing what we need to do. Going forward after that, I've written a couple of books. I might write another one, probably some speaking and consulting. And my main focus is to free up time to be a grandma to hopefully more grandchildren. I have a couple kids. I have one daughter who's engaged, another one that's looking to get engaged, and I hope that I can just mostly be there for my family and really keep being that glue that helps us all stick together. If anyone wants to learn anything from the journey that I've had thus far, it really boils down to being authentically you. Whether you want to start an online business, whether you want to be an influencer, whatever you want to do, the most important thing is to not only show up, which that's the first step right there, is to show up and have the guts to do it, but show up as yourself. Don't try to be what you think people want to see from you, what you think your family wants to see from you. Being who you authentically are is how you're going to be able to be freed up to give the most of yourself.